Sony Animation doesn't just make goofy villains, they make villains who can go from cartoon chaos to actual menace real fast. Because some of these characters aren't just causing problems, they walk in with a full aura. F tier, Gargamel, the Smurfs.
Sweet mercy, they're bottom feeders!
Gargamel has spent decades obsessing over tiny blue creatures that could vanish into a pocket, and yet, somehow, he never succeeds. His plan changes depending on the version. Sometimes he wants their magical essence. Sometimes he wants gold, and sometimes he simply wants revenge because his obsession has completely swallowed his common sense.
Why won't they just die?
The robe he wears looks like it lost a fight with mildew, and Azrael, his supposedly loyal cat, clearly holds more brain cells than its owner. His aura, less terrifying sorcerer, and more guy who just tripped over his own spellbook. Every attempt at menace backfires. Potions explode, curses misfire, and he frequently ends up humiliated by mushrooms or a root. Birds fly around him out of pity, not fear. Even the Smurfs might stop and sigh in sympathy before ducking. In essence, Gargamel embodies cartoon failure at its finest, truly a masterclass in how to be a villain without actually being threatening. If you thought someone failing at magic for decades was the peak of futility, meet Shaw, a man whose greatest crime is still somehow less competent than a squirrel on espresso. Shaw, open season.
They're dumb animals. I'm just respecting the natural order.
Shaw's a hunter whose main challenge seems to be surviving his own incompetence. He's armed, angry, and completely uncoordinated. Coffee spills, shots miss.
One bullet.
And traps catch him more often than the wildlife he's chasing. His opponents, a bear, a deer, and occasionally a squirrel, make him look like the forest comic relief. He doesn't scheme or monologue. He simply exists. A walking display of bad aim and frustration.
Button at the same time.
Shaw's aura? Think damp, crumpled cardboard, present but utterly uninspiring. He's proof that being a villain isn't about malice. Sometimes it's just about showing up and failing spectacularly. Watching him stumble through the woods, you can't help but wonder if the animals are laughing behind his back, or perhaps silently plotting just to make him more ridiculous. From hunters who miss to politicians who struggle with plans, we reach mid-tier villains who at least try even if the results are underwhelming. D-tier, Mayor Shelbourne, cloudy with a chance of meatballs.
For live coverage from a major network.
Mayor Shelbourne's grand scheme is greed dressed up as leadership. Once food starts raining from the sky, he cares more about tourism, popularity, and bigger portions than the danger building above Swallow Falls.
Make it rain food 3 meals a day, every day.
He dresses like a proper politician, but the menace stops at the tie. His peak moment of villainy is ignoring every warning about the food machine because bigger portions mean bigger attention. By the end, he is so greedy that he eats his own food raft, leaving him stranded. Everything about him, from his waddling gait to his expressive eyebrows, shouts comedic obstacle rather than true threat. In a world filled with talking food and monsters, Shelbourne might as well be a misplaced office stapler. Noticeable, but completely irrelevant. Passive-aggressive scheming? Sure. Effective intimidation? Not a chance. He's the kind of villain you half sympathize with, mainly because he's too foolish to even succeed at being bad.
Blah, 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 science, bigger.
In short, he's more of a culinary bump in the road than an actual villain. If passive-aggressive sabotage is villainy, wait until you meet someone whose threat is standing like a penguin in a wind tunnel. Tank, the Shredder, Evans, surfs up.
Come on now, smile on your brother.
Keep your girlfriend out of this.
Tank, the Shredder. Evans is the epitome of all show, no substance. Towering and muscular, he projects the aura of dominance until Cody refuses to play by his ego-driven rules.
I love being the center of attention because it's really where I should be.
His entire strategy revolves around brute force, sunglasses, and a scowl, with zero backup plan or wit. Tank's confidence lasts only as long as his surfboard stays upright. The second he faces a clever opponent, it evaporates. There's no nuance, no subtle intimidation, just fleeting bursts of bluster. Despite the title, Shredder, his final humiliation is simple. His dirty play backfires, he gets knocked out of the contest, and Chicken Joe takes the win by default. Watching him attempt control over the waves, you see ambition without brains, power without execution. His presence is noticed, sure, but it inspires more snickers than fear.
Tank, you okay?
Tank needs fuel.
Mikey, get the board, will you?
Tank embodies the wannabe tough guy. Archetype, flashy, loud, and entirely ineffectual. From wobbly penguins to ancient vampires, we're moving into the territory of villains who actually have presence, even if their execution still leaves you questioning their life choices. C tier, Vlad Dracula, Hotel Transylvania 2.
All right, where's my vamp son?
Vlad starts as the ultimate vampire patriarch, ancient, commanding, and downright terrifying. His arrival, thunderclaps, mist, and a swarm of bats that could spook anyone. Then reality hits. He meets Dennis, his half-human, half-vampire great-grandson, and the terrifying old-school monster suddenly gets dragged into family comedy.
I'm scared, Papa.
Bedtime reminders, dad jokes, gentle scolds, his fearsome aura crumbles fast. The terrifying overlord transforms into someone you'd expect at a family dinner rather than a horror castle. Every dramatic moment is undercut by comedy, making him more a haunted house decoration than a real threat.
King toilet paper. Well, that's a new one.
Vlad demonstrates wasted potential. He has age, power, tradition, and presence, but the movie uses him more as an old-school family problem than a full villain. Still, glimpses of discipline and strategic thinking peek through. He can organize, plan, and even intimidate in flashes, hinting at what could have been.
You let your daughter marry a human!
Vlad might complain at toddlers and summon bats, but for the first time, we see a villain who can organize, plan, and slightly terrify. Zeta, The Angry Birds Movie 2.
Well, guess what? I don't care.
Zeta is an eagle queen with an ice-covered island, a giant cannon, and a grudge born from being stuck in miserable weather, while Mighty Eagle ran from their past. Her plan is not just a random laser, it is a super weapon that launches lava-filled ice balls toward Bird Island and Piggy Island. That sounds serious. And visually, she has presence. The problem is that the movie keeps pushing her into comedy.
We are starting over, girl. This is like New Year's. Oh my good. Ah! Go find them!
Her army, her dramatic speeches, and even her motive for revenge are undercut by goofy disguises, team chaos, and a final defeat built around teamwork, string, and ridiculous timing.
So typical. Type A male paired with a strong female, and you just can't stand it.
Zeta belongs in C tier because she has the setup of a major threat, but the tone of a loud, over-the-top complaint. She is memorable, but not truly frightening. Zeta has the weapon, but not the lasting menace. Now, the next tier, where the villains finally mix comedy with real control. B tier, Smiler, the Emoji Movie.
I don't know what to do. Yes, I do.
Smiler truly dislikes chaos. She doesn't wield any death rays or magic powers. Instead, she fights with a fake cheerfulness and a creepy, perfect smile that stays on her face. Her real superpower is an intensely cheerful attitude that fills the room and can even make grown emojis tear up during performance reviews. She plans to delete Jean meh emojis as carefully and precisely as someone plans a shopping list, without any fun involved.
That's because we're setting you up with our best antivirus bots.
By turning boring icebreakers into strategic moves and meetings into tricky traps, she earns a twisted kind of respect through her dedication to the rules. She's a brilliantly bureaucratic villain who makes you laugh nervously as you rush away from her desk.
Bots!
Feel free to admire her dedication to perfection, but avoid agreeing to a quick private chat in her office. And speaking of threats wrapped in an appealing package, let's shift from this corporate nightmare to our next charming villain. Chester V, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2.
Of course! I have them right here.
Chester V does not look like a traditional villain. He looks like a polished tech CEO, a motivational speaker, and Flint Lockwood's childhood idol rolled into one.
Your host, Chester V.
Welcome back, science friends.
That is the trap. He smiles warmly while using Flint's admiration against him. His voice never rises above a pleasant hum, even when he explains how he plans to ruin your entire existence. He wears a fleece vest like a superhero cape for deeply terrible people.
Sure, come and get it.
He pours tea politely with one hand and signs your termination papers with the other. His evil does not come from laser beams or giant monsters. His evil comes from boardroom charm, and those little whiteboards that creative people love so much. He will ask about your weekend, then destroy your career.
Right away. As soon as you all leave. Yes, I do. On my word as a hologram.
He is a perfect B tier villain because you cannot decide whether to fear him or ask him for a raise. A tier. Prowler, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The Prowler does not need to yell or give a speech. He just appears in the shadows like a very angry, haunted lamppost. His footsteps make no sound. His movements feel like a horror movie edited by a perfectionist. Every punch he throws lands with the precision of a surgeon who hates fun. He hunts the new Spider-Man like a cat chasing a very nervous mouse, not realizing at first that the kid behind the mask is Miles Morales, his own nephew. The scariest part is his silence. He does not explain his evil plan. He does not laugh maniacally. He just swings his claws and lets the atmosphere do all the work. You feel watched even when he is not there. That is true talent. His emotional weight comes from the reveal that he is Uncle Aaron. He works for Kingpin, but when he realizes Miles is under the mask, the menace suddenly becomes personal and tragic. He earns his A-tier spot because he terrifies you without a single laser cannon or dramatic monologue. He is sleek, he is silent. He is also absolutely the worst guy to meet in a dark hallway. The Prowler embodies silent menace. Miguel O'Hara exerts multiversal pressure and moral obsession and believes saving reality justifies terrorizing a teen. Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Miguel O'Hara fights like a mathematician with anger issues. He does not rely on brute force or lucky punches. He calculates every move like a chess player who hates losing to teenagers. His claws and fangs are just a decoration on top of his real weapon, which is his brain. He chases canon events like his life depends on it because technically it does. That desperation makes him scary.
Claws? Dude, are you sure you're even Spider-Man?
He stares at you with cold eyes that say, I have already planned your next 14 mistakes. His technological suit helps, but his real power is his refusal to be wrong. He will argue with you about destiny while punching you through a train.
Telling me how my story is supposed to go.
He is smart, fast, and completely exhausting to fight. You remember him because he feels real. He feels like a boss who gives you extra work on Friday afternoon. That consistency makes him A tier. He is stylish, dangerous, and absolutely convinced he is the hero of his own story.
It's the problem.
Do you know for certain what happens if he breaks the cannon?
Now, we leave controlled intensity and dive into chaos. From multiversal rules to a villain weaponizing space, the Spot exudes apex aura. S tier. The Spot, Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse. The Spot starts as a punching bag with holes in its body. Then he becomes a god who hates you personally. He bends reality like a toddler bending a straw with terrifying focus. He creates portals to other dimensions as easily as you open a refrigerator door. His power grows from pathetic to pants-wettingly scary in about one movie montage.
Finally have a villain worth fighting, and I won't be just a joke to you!
The scene where Miles sees the Spot's future attacks, including the possible death of his father, makes the whole joke villain act disappear instantly. He does not yell or stomp his feet, he just stands there, his body covered in countless spots and an endless reserve of patience. You cannot punch a hole in space-time. You cannot reason with a living physics equation. You can only watch as he turns the rules of space into a weapon and makes every doorway feel unsafe. He is quiet. He is infinite. He is absolutely unbothered by your best efforts to stop him. That is S-tier energy right there. He turns a bagel accident into a multiversal revenge tour. The Spot bends space, but terrorizes cities and defies physics, but faces a rival with tangible power, where grief becomes an unstoppable force. Kingpin, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
You took my
Wilson Fisk is a man built like a sideways refrigerator with legs. He does not need superpowers because his grief already does all the heavy lifting. Every step he takes shakes the room like an angry earthquake wearing a suit. His motivation comes from love and loss, which makes him sad but also still very punchable. He punches through walls like other people punch through wet paper. He kills Spider-Man with cold precision, then keeps walking forward without breaking a sweat. His presence feels like being trapped in an elevator with a very sad, very large bear. He uses the collider to pull alternate versions of his wife and son from other universes because grief has destroyed his judgment.
Richard.
What are we doing here? I don't know, Richard.
That desperation turns him into an unstoppable wrecking ball of emotions and muscle. He does not monologue about world domination. He just stands there, looking like a mountain that learned how to throw hands. He is a true villain in power. Whether Sony villains are hunting Smurfs, chasing spider people across dimensions, or trying to tear reality apart for revenge, they prove that even funny movies can have some seriously cold characters. Which Sony Animation villain had the strongest aura for you? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the next video on your screen.